is part 2 of the video. I have to be really careful while I'm out here because maybe like 2 weeks ago I was out here and I was weed eating all of the stuff on the outside of the fence here, and let me show you really quick. Okay, so when I was out here last, I was weed eating all of the stuff on the outside of the fence, and as I was weed eating down here and then moved over here, I turned off the weed eater at some point because I thought I heard something, and I turned around and I looked around. I didn't see anything, so I just turned on the weed eater again and continued weed eating. Well, by the time I turned around, and let me show you, it was right here on the opposite side of the fence, and my truck, over here, and my truck was parked right here next to the fence because I was unloading some stuff from earlier that day. By the time I turned around, there was a bear and her cubs. I quickly turned off my weed eater, put it down on the ground, and managed to make it over this metal fencing here. The bruise on the back of my leg from jumping over the fence, I ended up bending the whole entire fencing here, and I made it over, but I ended up bruising a good proportion of my leg, and that lasted for a couple of weeks. So then, shortly after that, maybe like another week after that, I came home from doing my laundry because I wash my laundry at the laundromat, even though I have a wash machine. And sometimes during the summertime, my wash machine is right here because I've moved it outside from the shed, and I'll run the garden hose up to the back of the wash machine, wash my clothes that way, and then I have a dryer that I dry all my clothes with. But sometimes it's easier just to go to the laundromat and do like 4 loads at once rather than doing 1 load at a time. So it's just convenient and saves me time, and I can get my other things done that I need to get done. Come home from doing laundry, I get out of my car, turn around, and there's a bear. These encounters that I have with bears, this is the 3rd encounter that I've had. Alright, so I have my awning out today because it's actually, oh crap, it was nice, see? But now it looks like it's turning into crap weather again. It's been raining here quite a bit. So I pull out my awning. I like to sit out here and work on my laptop or just hang out and drink a cup of coffee or whatever. I have 4 peach trees here. And then this here was all filled with stuff, but I ended up having to transplant quite a bit just because it was becoming overcrowded. So I transplanted some of my kale. Here's some more kale. My grapes, which I'm going to be moving. Then I have some black tomatoes, and these are really low in acid. Then this has gotten out of control. This is absolutely ridiculous how big this has gotten. This was just 2 little tiny lemon cucumbers. Alright, so there is a lemon cucumber, which is ready to be picked, so I'll probably eat that tonight. But look at all these flowers on here. I mean, this is just insane. They're coming out everywhere, and like there's more in between here. Oh gosh, where are they all? They're hiding in here. And so during the summertime, I do most of my cooking outside, so I use my little grill here, using that quite a bit, and I ended up filling up all of the tanks. I have 3 tanks at all times filled. So over here I had all my beans set up, but because we had so much rain whole entire winter and summer and everything, there's been so much rain that a lot of my beans ended up just getting like waterlogged, and I had to pull them all. They taste absolutely disgusting. So from the back here, I just went ahead and took a lot of these. I have no idea what these are, squashes or zucchinis or I don't know. Then I had this one pop up. I'm thinking this may be a yellow squash, but honestly don't know. Then I went ahead and transplanted, this is Johannisberry. I don't know how you say it. Johannisberry. Transplanted a lot of my kale. There's some more kale. Just want to see how it does over on this side here. And this is my favorite, just the curly kale. I really enjoy that. And the dinosaur kale, I enjoy that one a lot too. Those are my go-to greens. Then over here, I have some more of my grapes. They're coming in nicely. I don't know if these will be able to be eaten this year just because the plants are still very immature. Zinfandel grapes, so I need to transplant that. Then over here, these are my favorite ones. Lemongrass. Oh man, and this is so tasty in soup, especially any kind of Thai soup. Absolutely love these, and they're huge. They've gotten so big, and they were itty bitty when I got them. Now, I don't know what kind of tomato this is, but it's very low in acid, and when they get just a little bit darker red, they have stripes on them, but they get just a little bit darker, they're red, and they are quite tasty. And this is all stuff I just transplanted back there because I didn't want, everything was getting ruined because it wasn't getting enough sun. So these are all my dwarf raspberry plants, and these are thornless, so that's pretty awesome. Like, they don't have any thorns or anything. And then two more raspberry plant bushes right here, and they have thorns on them. So this area here gets pretty good sun during the day, and this area here, these 4 planter boxes and this one get pretty good sun, except for the soil quality just wasn't its best again. Right here, this is my Jerusalem artichoke, all of this. So those are doing really well. I have a little bit of strawberries, but something keeps on eating these, and it's really making me mad because I've only had time to enjoy like 1 or 2 strawberries. But see, besides the ants, there's something else eating these, and I think it's that darn lizard. I've enjoyed some of this, even though it's a nightshade. I just keep it limited, but these are eggplant, and they get quite big. They're pretty good. I mean, not as big as a normal eggplant does. Lots of basil, some parsley. My mint is doing excellent. And then over here, I have, and I need to really pull some of these weeds. Like, this is a weed. Okay. A lot of asparagus coming in. Probably won't be anything ready. Oh, look. There probably won't be anything ready to eat this year, but probably by next year I'll have a good amount of asparagus. And then I have some peppers coming in. This is also a nightshade, so I don't know how I'll do eating it. Okay, so this part here, the part in the middle here, and this here over on the other opposite end, this is all good to start my seeds, but to keep it through the whole entire summer is not so good. Here's some more black tomatoes. I'm super excited to try these once they get done and ripe. I mean, there's some things that did thrive here that did really good, like my sage did really good. There's a nice big sage back here, but a lot of the squashes or watermelons and stuff just didn't do good because there's not enough sun. My blueberries, I think all the birds have came. Oh, here, look. Here's a nice big blueberry. I mean, so I do get some things, but it's all stuff that isn't quite there yet. I think I'm going to transplant my blueberry bushes just because they're not getting enough sun. I know I did invest quite a bit of money into those plants and I don't want them to fail. Ugh, that was not ripe. It looked ripe, but it wasn't. Let's see if this one is. This one feels ripe. Oh, it's better. Like my pineapple sage is doing fine back here. The tomatoes are okay back here. They probably just need a little bit more sun. So a lot of these things I'm just going to dig up and transplant up to the front. And I have like some beans coming in. And I need to move all of this stuff too. So all of back here, and it goes all the way over into like a triangle on my property. And it gets a lot of sun. And then it gets a lot of sun all the way from down there, all the way across. So I'm going to be moving a lot of stuff over there, doing more planter boxes in that area because it's all space that we don't use right now anyway. And then where my plants are right here, that I planted these to kind of use for privacy, but I'm actually thinking of just digging those up and replanting them somewhere else. My dad was kind enough to bring over a lot of fencing that him and my mom weren't using. So this is all fencing that my dad brought over that my mom and dad weren't using. And my sister has some posts. So I'm going to be extending next year. I might work on the fencing this year. I don't know. I still have a lot of things that I need to do within the camper and get everything ready for the winter time. Because I would like to stay just a little warmer than I did last year. Even though it was pretty warm. I mean, I did get the temperature in the camper up to like 72, 73. I just felt cold all the time. And maybe it was because I felt really sick also. So yeah, that's it. That's camper living at its finest. Ta-da! So thanks for watching, and I will be posting some more videos soon.